There's something so beautiful about the gift of friendship, and to lift one another up is something that is so beautiful and such a blessing in our lives and the lives of our friends. And so whether it's a special occasion or no occasion at all, here are some of my favorite ways, little tips and ideas to lift up those special to us in our lives. Hey there friends, I'm Heidi, the Heavenly Minded Homemaker, and I love sharing here at Heavenly Minded Home, especially in our weekly episodes of Happy Homemaking, just different ways that we can truly thrive as Christian women to, yes, build up ourselves in our walk with the Lord and in our marriages, relationships with our children, just day-to-day homemaking tasks with the art of being the keeper of the home, and in little special ways like tending to friendships. Now, I know for me, there's something about the older you get that sometimes it can be a little more difficult to make friends, especially as an adult and growing in life and all of those things. And I think there is something that is so beautiful about finding ways to lift others up and to admonish the younger women, to pour into the older women, and to just grow those friendships that we have throughout life. And so whether you have, a friend that you're thinking of, you got a special occasion coming up, or just little nuggets of information we can tuck back into our minds so that when we have these just special things, you know how sometimes you just get that feeling of, I need to do something, right? I know this person in church or this friend or this whatever, like there's something going on. They could use a little extra love right now. Here's some of my favorite ways that I love to lift up a friend and kind of pour into them and show them a little extra love and encouragement in whatever it might be that they're going through. Again, whether it's celebrating a special moment of life or just no reason at all, thought you could use a little extra love. These are my go-tos. Now, my first one would be connecting regularly for prayer and encouragement. I'm going to tell you a little story. Many of you all know Sabrina around here. She was doing podcasts with me, and y'all be keeping her in prayer. She's dealing with a lot of health stuff. Her family's trying to get moved out here. So cross-country move, health things, all of that going on. She's such a special friend. And so she hasn't been on podcasts as much lately. We're going to be doing that as soon as we possibly can. But she's such a blessing. I'm so thankful for her. Anytime you go back and watch our Heavenly Minded Home has a podcast, you guys can see her and what an encouragement she is. While she has been around the Heavenly Minded Home space for a long time because she started watching our channel when we very first started it, we didn't really become close friends until years down the road. And that really started, although I had talked with her a little bit, we knew each other in church and a couple other little things that we had going on, and that was wonderful, that was great. It really took the spot where I knew she was struggling and I knew she was having a hard time, and I said, hey, I would like to reach out to you every day and just ask you how I can be praying for you that day. And so I set a reminder on my phone, and every day at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I would shoot her a text and say, hey, good morning, hope you're having a good day. She's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. What can I pray for you today, right? Like, how can I pray for you today? What can I be praying over? Is there anything specific? You don't even have to give me the details, right? Is there just some area that I can be praying for you today specifically? I'm not saying you have to do it every single day, but reaching out to this friend, be it phone call, text, a neighbor you're popping by, their home, whatever it might be, to just reach out regularly and connect in prayer. How can I lift you up? Can I encourage you in some way? It doesn't have to be, an eloquent thing, it doesn't have to be anything like that, but just to say, I want to be intentional about this. I want to build up our friendship, to build you up, and to pray for you and encourage you regularly. And they can do the same for you as well. But it really is such a blessing, right, when you do that and you get yourself in that habit of, for me, like I said, it was every day at noon, my phone alarm would go off and I go, oh, let me stop what I'm doing real quick and go pray for Sabrina. And it was just this little tiny thing. And I've done that with other friends as well. And especially friends that are in different time zones and stuff, so some friends, they're finishing up their day when I'm starting my day. And so as soon as I wake up, I'd reach out, hey, how was your day? Did you do okay? I know you were struggling with this, last week. Can I still, be praying for that this week? But having that little intentional bit of prayer and encouragement can do wonders for building up that, family in Christ and lifting up a friend. Now, another thing that I love to do, especially with a friend that you know there's some sort of special treat that they would really appreciate. So if you've got a friend with a birthday coming up, or just you know they've really got this one area of like, oh, I'm really, if I could get that taken care of, right, that would be a huge impact to their day-to-day life. Maybe it's something kind of silly, but you know that it would be a blessing. I love when we can lift up our friends by way of blessing them with something that is that special thing that they normally wouldn't go out of their way and do for themselves. For example, I know for me, I love to have hot tea throughout the day, especially in the colder months, but even in the summer, I'm a hot coffee in the morning person. Our family doesn't own a microwave, so I don't do that, but there's nothing about, you have your morning cup of coffee and then it gets cold, and even if you do heat it up, like if you do have it doesn't taste the same. Like I hate reheating coffee. I don't know. But I also like to slowly enjoy and savor. I don't just wake up and guzzle it. And so one of those little gifts that I get is kind of silly, but it's intentional, right? And it has an impact, is I received this mug and coaster set. It keeps it warm, but not like those regular ones, right? I've had them before, just those cheap little pads that just stay hot the whole time. Or I've had the rechargeable mug before that just keeps the coffee hot the whole time. This one has a smart sensor in it, and so it senses how hot the coffee is, so it keeps it the perfect temperature. I know it's one of those silly, I get it, first world problems, but I had the mug before that heated the coffee, but when you got down to the bottom of it, it would burn your lips off because it was so hot. This one has a smart sensor that senses where your beverage is at. You can set it at how hot you want it, and it keeps it at the perfect temperature. Not more, not less, right? It keeps it at that perfect temperature so you're not burning your lips at the end. Such a thoughtful gift, especially for those of us that do like having a hot beverage, but would prefer to keep it hot, and we're just leisurely, okay? We're not over here chugging the thing. We need a little assistance. It's one of those things that I never would go out of my way and purchase for myself, right? That's silly. I don't need to do that. I would always have a million reasons not to. But to receive as a gift was one of the kindest, sweetest things ever, because I was wow, that's something I will use every single day. And especially come the colder months, I will use it all day, every day. That's really going to be nice for me. That's really going to be a little luxury, a little blessing in my day to be able to have something so simple, right? But to be able to have that. And so I think sometimes that happens, especially with friends. And those things that she's constantly going, they're just these little frustrations or these little things of I wish I had the fix for that. And sometimes we can see that. And again, I think of a birthday gift, or maybe it's a get well, or just a new home, or something big going on in life, new baby, whatever it is, where it's here's a little special treat that I know will have a really big impact for you. And when we know our friends well, we know those things. You're I know you would really appreciate this. I know this would really make a difference for you. I know you would really love this, whatever it might be. And so I know I am definitely enjoying having this, because again, I know it's a silly thing, but to have a coaster, a smart coaster that does this and keeps it, I know it's a little silly thing, but it really was a blessing for me. And I actually want to, this brand is really, really cool that makes this, and I would like to extend an offer. And they have given me 2 additional mug and smart coaster sets that 2 winners picked out of the comments down below are going to be able to win one. Of course, anybody who wants to buy one, you have a friend, I'll get you guys a special discount code and link that down below. But I would like to give 2 away. And so if there is something that you're man, I could really use a friend in my life to help with X, Y, or Z, leave me a comment down below. What is that thing in your life that you're really praying for? Of, Lord, if I had a friend to help with some encouragement, with some prayer, with some camaraderie, whatever it might be, leave me a comment down below. Let me know, and that comment will get you entered in to get one of these mug and coaster sets. And then, of course, to finalize your entry, be sure you share this video with a close friend of yours, so that way they can go and be encouraged as well. So very excited again. I've got mine. I just finished my coffee again, nice and warm to the last drop. Leave that comment down below, and 2 lucky friends here will receive their own set. Along the same lines there, something to do to lift a friend up is to go and help them with something overwhelming, right? Sometimes it's a physical product, a physical something that could really be a help. Sometimes it's just the gift of time. And I think things I've heard of, like moms who, especially if you guys obviously have to be local next to each other, but moms who swap, hey, every Tuesday you bring the kids over here for a couple hours. That gives mom a couple hours at home alone to get her cleaning and all her stuff done. And then later in the week, the moms switch, or the next week they switch, where hey, I'll babysit so you can get some time at home to get your stuff done, and the next week you'll babysit and I'll get some time at home to get my stuff done. Whatever it might be, I think there is something so important about when we see a need, being able to step up and fill that need. I know you're really overwhelmed with this. I know that getting this done or pulling this together or completing this project is just really a lot for you right now. Let's see if we can step in. If we can't help, let me try to knock this out, get this done. I think of even when I was a kid, getting together and helping people, do yard work or paint a house or fix something, right? It was something we did often. And I think it's so important to kind of bring that back, where sometimes you say, hey, I see you're overwhelmed. You guys got a lot going on. All hands on deck. How do we make this happen? How do we get this done? And so quite frequently, I think with friends in our lives or just others in our community, it really is being able to see that overwhelming piece, know that there is a need, and then just step in and fill it, make it happen, and get it done. And my last tip would be to bless your friend with something you're good at. Again, whether it's a birthday, a new baby, just she's been under the weather, had a lot going on, whatever it might be, I think so often that the greatest gifts we can give are the ones that come from the heart, right? The things that we work with our own two hands to put together. Maybe it's baking, if you're really good at baking, right? Maybe it's cooking a meal. Maybe you're really great at cleaning and organizing, right? So that's your thing. But maybe it's something like a potted plant. Maybe it's some sort of craft or something that you make. There's so many different talents that each and every one of us has that sometimes I don't think we realize the impact that it is for a friend to receive something that comes from your heart, right? That comes from your own two hands. That was something that you poured into, that you're good at, right? That you're able to put together and you brought over. Maybe it's just a little bouquet of some wild flowers you've picked, right? Maybe it's just some fun little, blanket or something you've put together. But those things are such blessings. And I know for me, some of my most treasured things that I have here in this world come from the hands of those I love the most. And being able to kind of get that honor to receive something that they've crafted with their own hands, right? Or somebody that comes over, we have a friend who comes down and visits us every year, and meals that she's made while she's here. Well, she's come down to visit and she said, here, let me make dinner, and she'll make this. And my kids still talk about her lasagna and how fantastic it was, right? We all think about it because she made this beautiful special meal when she came over to the house. Little things like that, things that we're good at, that we have a skill in, that we can go and let that be a blessing to our closest friends and give them that kind of gift of our service, of our own handiwork, is such a beautiful gesture that we can share. So again, whether it's a special occasion or no occasion at all, these are some of my favorite ways to pour into friendships, to give a gift and lift another up through various different means and modes that all have that same impact, right? That big thing that says, you know what? I love you and I'm here for you and I'm lifting you up and I'm praying for you and I'm rooting you along. And so again, leave me your responses down below. Share this with a friend so I can enter you in. On Friday, we will go ahead and pull the winner. We will have 2 lucky winners to get this super smart, really cool. I'm telling you, I love this thing with this smart coaster and mug set. Of course, I'll link that down below if you guys want to go check it out because it is a fantastic gift. Whether you gift it to someone else or you're just like, no, absolutely, I can use this, I will link it down there for you. But leave me your responses so we can get 2 lucky winners picked, and hopefully all of these tips and ideas here can be something to bless you and let you go out and bless others in your life as well. We'll see you all right back in the next one. Bye y'all.